Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we are talking about the real reason why employees on different shifts are against each other. What the hell? Wait a minute. What is this shit? Hold on. The real reason why night shift is against day shift at work. I've been through so much shit in the last half an hour that I felt like I'm feeling like I shouldn't have came to work today. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm so disorganized. And the reason that I'm disorganized in this last half an hour, and why I'm blaming that for everything that is going wrong in my world, is because I'm actually a little tired because I'm not feeling all that well. It's been a crazy week. Just trying to get through it. I'm just trying to get through it, y'all. But we gonna make it work because that's what we do around here. I didn't set my drums up because I really just kind of woke up. I was in the chair chilling. Like, all right, let me just catch a couple of winks before I start the show. And I woke up, I was like, oh God, I'd have missed the show. That's pretty much how it happened. But I'm okay. I'm okay. And I hope that you're okay, because if you're okay and I'm okay, that means that we're okay. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. So the real reason why night shift is against day shift at work. So most of us either have a job or have had a job, but we know what goes on at the job. We know how we feel about the job that we do. We know how we feel about the money that we make. We know how we feel about management. We know how we feel about coworkers and employees. We know how we feel about, politics that happen at the job and stuff like that. But one thing that I've noticed at every job that I've worked on, and from friends and relatives and things like that, when you have 3 shifts at a job, you start seeing employees go on a little, I don't want to say they start warring or fighting against each other, but they normally have some kind of discontinuity, not continuity, but discontinuity between the shifts. So when first shift comes and they kick things off, then it goes into second shift, and then third shift, handing it back over to first shift. And there's normally some kind of discussion, some kind of problem, some kind of disagreement about how each shift does their job and whether each shift does their job. Sometimes it can get out of hand. Sometimes it can get to the point where one shift totally doesn't like the other shift, and sometimes it can feed over into management, and then HR, and people start getting fired and disciplined and all kinds of crazy stuff. So we're going to get into that today. How y'all feeling today? Carla, my girl Carla, how you feeling, ma? Good to see me some you. And also Grayson, what's good? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming through. Let me see, Sahid, 139 Sahid. I can't read your I'm about to say something dumb like Islamic handwriting, but it's told you I wasn't feeling well today. It's not Hebrew, it's Arabic writing. That's what it is. I'm sorry. Blame my head, not my heart, because I have absolutely nothing against Arabic people or people who speak Arabic or Muslims or any of that kind of thing. All right, Ghost Gamer, what's good? And I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling like a real man should. I'm feeling like a real man should. And I hope you're feeling like a real man or woman should as well. Misha. What up, Misha? Thanks for coming through, y'all. Appreciate y'all. So, Sina, Cena M. Khan, what's good? So yeah, so I figured we would talk about that today. Why does one shift feel like the other shift gets over all the time? Why does one shift always feel like the other shift doesn't do any work and they always have to clean up after the last shift? Like the last shift, Thursday. I'll tell you one thing. Most people on jobs that I've been on, most people seem to think, well, no, I'm not going to put it that way. I'm going to say the energy at jobs that I've worked on has been that first shift gets all of the props. They're the lucky ones because they get to come in early. They work a regular shift just like regular people do. They go to work in the morning and they home before the nighttime and they get all the perks. Is that true? Maybe it is a little true in some circumstances. Maybe it's not as true as people think it is in other circumstances. Second shift is normally the shift. They normally, I'm going to say that second shift, if you have a second shift at your job, because not everybody has one. Well, I don't know. What do y'all think? Do most jobs not have a second shift or do most jobs not have a third shift, which would be night shift, the graveyard shift, as some people call it? Oh, man. Ghost Gamer, you say you're a little sick. I am too. I'm trying to come up out of it, but you know what I'm saying? It's flu season, and I've been around some people that gave me the bug a little bit. But I'm getting better. It ain't easy. But yeah, on jobs where there's a third shift, a lot of times the second shift is like the middle child. They get forgotten. So they don't get blamed for everything because they kind of pick up the slack of whatever first shift didn't do. And they pass off whatever they don't do to third shift. So sometimes they can sneak through the cracks. They don't always get blamed for a lot of things. Now, it depends on the job now. It depends on the job, and it probably also depends on what time second shift starts. Got me? All right. But third shift, that's the shift that most people think doesn't do any work. All they do is sleep and hide and do just enough to hand off to first shift, and first shift feels like they have to do everything because third shift didn't do nothing. Look at this. They didn't do nothing all night. What are they doing all night long? All night long. Third shift doing, all night long. I said, I can't stand third shift. And they got okay. So, if any of this sounds familiar, let me know. Make sure y'all do me one little favor, though. As we get into this thing, please hit that like button, y'all. Please hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. But if you don't want to subscribe to the channel, I understand. And if you don't want to be a part of this wonderful movement that we have here and these great conversations that we have every day, I understand. But please hit the like button because this conversation will just about apply to everybody. And this is going to be a goodie. What up, Nicole? How you feeling, ma? It's always good to see me some you, Miss Ellis. That's a hug, Miss Ellis. Come here. Let me hug your comedian self. You felt that? Good. Did you? No, don't lie. Come here. I might have caught you off guard the first time. All right. Now you good. Matter of fact, Carla, let me give you a hug, too. You know what I'm saying? You get in the way. All right. Okay. Oh, you love the hoodie? This is an old joint. And you see these stains right here? There's a fresh stain from this stupid ass cup that never messes up unless I'm on this show. I swear, I carry the same cup to work every day. I drink the cup. I drink from the cup when I'm on my way in the work in the car, and it never spills ever. Soon as I get on this show, that joint be like, you about to wear this. Not only that, but I was eating something this morning that had curry in it and spilled it all over my shit. I don't know if y'all can see it. See, this is a fresh. See how it's the same color as that? Yeah. But here, I had a curry stain. You know how hard it is to get a curry stain off? So I was pissed off about that. Went upstairs, got some bleach and a rag, and I was like, nah, we not doing this today. We not doing this. Cause you know how hard it is to get curry out. So I treated it a little bit. Anyway, thanks for the compliment on the hoodie. It ain't as clean as it was. And you know, it was clean. I ain't worn it since last year. And I mean last year, 2024, not like last winter, 2025. And before the show even got started, I was like, but I refuse to think that this is one of those days. I refuse to think about, one of those days I'ma get up out of this. Just a little funk. I ain't going out like a little bitch. You know I ain't no punk. At least I ain't gonna let y'all think so. So I'ma make sure I do my thing. And I think, yo, everything is gonna turn out fine. I'm going this thing. I'm going for mine. Yours, that's fine. That I can be the best that I want to be, and I'm going to be, and I'm going to make sure that it's on, and you'll see that everything will be all right, because I'm going to be like the sun in the sky, shine bright. I even changed my sign. I'm going for mine, and I'm going to make sure that we get ours all on time. Everything is going to turn out good, because I got to expect to see thing and not should. All right, so yeah, Ghost Gamer. It is that time of year. It's crazy out here. Now, Misha says first and second shifts are busier. Interesting. And Carla says first shift always leaving work behind for second shift. Oh yeah, this is going to be a good conversation today. This should be a good conversation today. Because I agree with what both of y'all are saying. I've seen both. Now, is what y'all saying always right? No. Is it always wrong? No. A lot goes into this. All right. So, Carla says, when I was a CNA and did all shifts, but second shift gets no credit. Ain't that about a bitch? And I don't care what nobody say. Second shift gets it in. And they have to. Especially if you talk about being a CNA in a hospital. Second shift gets all the work. In a hospital, first shift leaves a lot of work for second shift, especially when it comes to discharges. Second shift has to do all the discharges. First shift will hold on them joints. They'll sit on those discharges because they don't want no work before they get off. Because in a hospital it's 12-hour shifts, so they don't want no new work. Near the end of their shift. So they'll sit on those discharges and then dump them all at 6. Whatever time, they whatever time that they leave, they'll dump all of those discharges onto second shift, and second shift got to eat that. And that's just a fact. Now, that's in a hospital. On other jobs, not so much. On other jobs, second shift gets away with murder because on a lot of jobs, second shift don't even have no supervisor or management. How you gonna have management on third shift and management on first shift, but no management on second shift? Well, I've seen it. I've seen it done. Nicole said, I see your beard is nice as always. Thank you. You said you love my face. You just saying that. Look, I'm gonna hit you with the profile. Yeah, you're just saying that. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right. Tomik 6 says the gayest man I've ever seen. Oh fuck. Damn, I didn't even see your bitch ass come on through. He said, I mean, do you just like so out there? But I respect your choices. I respect your choice too. I respect your choice to go on a platform where you call a man gay and then bring attention to yourself as if you're not gay or attracted. So let's do this. We're going to get back to our regularly scheduled program, but I've been known, you know what I mean, to handle a troll or two. So I see you need attention. You know what I mean? Like I was saying last night, because I think you was here last night, was you? If it wasn't you, it must have been your twin brother or your twin sister. You know, the twin brother or twin sister, that's your fraternal twin. Like y'all don't have the same father, which means that your mom was fucking 2 men at the same time and had 2 eggs up in her. But from what I understand, your father is really a transgender. So, or was it your mom that was a transgender? I don't know. One of them motherfuckers wasn't really right. So your parents scissor each other. You know what I'm saying? And then that's how you came to be. You know what I mean? That's how you came to be. So you want to talk all that gay shit and all of that kind of shit. But I think it's gay to troll. I can't see your face. You can see mine. And I know that you think I'm handsome. And you probably jealous. I mean, a woman just called me handsome. And not so many words. Appreciate you, Nicole. But your bitch ass is there with your nobody ass self. Like, man, I hate these YouTube motherfuckers thinking they on here. You know, they just, you know, they think they're so cool. They're not cool. I could have my own show, except I have no talent. I have no conversation, and I have nothing to do with anything. Nobody thinks that I'm good at anything, but I am good at something. I'm trolling. I'm making him talk to me. Look, I'm making him talk to me. You faggot. Oh, look, you made me call you a faggot. Now I'm going to get my show flagged. All right. So like we said, now when it comes to second shift and third shift, now a lot of people think that people on third shift do not work. They think that they don't work. And I have been on jobs where I can confirm that a lot of that's true. I've been on jobs where third shift was off the chain with the blankets, with the pillows. For all I know, they straight had they might have had instead of the no-dose, mad caffeine coming through. All right. Okay. Let me get this bitch ass nigga out of here. He's let me get little fuck boy away. Let me get him away. All right. We can fix that. We fixed him. All right. So, like I said, damn, he had a lot of comments too. He was going for his. Somebody had time today. Sheesh. Okay. All right. Now we straight. What's up, Tori? How you feeling? And Emily Dunlap is in the house. Bow! She's about to turn it out. Okay. Let me ask y'all this. I don't want to jump around too much. Let me ask y'all this. What shift have y'all mostly worked on at work in y'all careers? What shift have y'all worked on mostly in y'all careers throughout y'all lifetime? Let me see. So let's see who is who. Now I know people who watch the Daily Go Getterism show lately, coming on at 2:00 in the morning. Y'all probably are either third shift people or second shift people. But most of my life, I've worked first shift. I was a daytime guy, and I was never interested in working any shift except for first shift. Damn, Emily. So you worked on third most of your life, and you said third and loved it. Okay. Now I'm wondering, how does a person start out working third shift? One thing that's great about third shift is when you have small children. If you have toddlers or infants and stuff like that, third shift is the shift for you because you're there when your kids wake up in the morning. You're there to take them to school. You're there when they get home, and you get to sleep during the day. But it's something that you have to get used to initially if you've worked first shift before. But yeah, I always call third shift the young baby having shift because it's perfect for that. If you have appointments, doctor's appointments, school trips and all of that, even though your ass gonna be tired, if you don't have to be to work till like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night, and you have small children, whereas, you may not even really have to pay somebody to watch your kids at night because at 11 o'clock, you're there to put your kids to bed. You just need somebody there to make sure that somebody is with them while they're asleep. So third shift is good on that front. You don't have to call out for work if your kids get in trouble at school or if they have an accident or if they have doctor's appointments, things like that. So it's a good look when you have kids. Now, if you have a life, it gets a little tougher. Like a social life, an active social life. Like you ain't gonna have no nighttime sex. You'll have daytime sex. Which is great, actually. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're the type that likes to see what's going on when you have sex, some people are a little ashamed of their bodies. So, they like it in the dark. But I'm not a big fan of having sex in the dark. Like, hold on. I know you'll have herpes down there. Something weird. I want to see. Okay. All right. We good? Okay. Anyway, Carla says, I always do second, but I've done all shifts. Okay, you've done them all. Okay. So second is your preferred shift. I can assume from you saying that second shift is your preferred shift. I always said, now I work second shift, but before I would have said the second shift was the worst shift on earth because I was looking at it from the standpoint of when all of the TV shows come on prime time, you at work. Monday Night Football come on, you at work. When the party is going on, you at work. However, if you get off like 11 o'clock, you can still catch they having something at a function that goes on till 2 o'clock. You good to go. You already dressed and all of that. If you can dress when you go to work or whatever, or you can have your clothes. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? I always thought second shift was in the way because while everybody is at home or getting ready to go to work, you already at work. So it was weird. But it depends on what time your second shift starts. Because second shift can be a good look for the same reasons I was talking about with third shift. You're home when your kids go to work. When your kids go to school, when they wake up, when they go to school, you're home when they get home. Unless you start second shift like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, which makes it a little tougher because let's say you work from 2 to 10:30. That's not really a great shift. Now, if you're single, you can take care of doctor's appointments. You can go to the market, food shopping, whatever, you have time to do that. But 2:00, 2:30, 2 or 2:30 in the afternoon is a little tough for traffic. That's a real bad traffic time. The great thing about third shift is you don't have no traffic. So wherever you work, you can get there fast. Oh, this bitch ass nigga done changed his damn thing. He changed his name and now he coming back like he knew. Well, here's where you leave the party again, fuck boy. But I do want to thank you for getting me into the algorithm because your dumb trolling ass is helping with that. So you know what? Let me give him some love. Let me give him some love. All right, here you go. Now, I would be remiss if I give this bitch ass troll some love, but I don't give the ones showing me some love. So here's some love for y'all. Here's for the troll. And since he thinks he's funny, he wants a show of his own. Oh my God, he's up here trolling son. Oh my God. He's gonna make everybody troll son. Oh, fuck out of here. Let me get this bitch ass nigga out of here. Go make another name. Fuck boy. I'm sure you will. All right, so Carla, I think he did love me. I think he did. I think, and down will come baby, cradle and all. Don't fuck out of it. All right. Yeah, so depending on what time you go to work on second shift, that can be a good look. But third shift, they don't get no traffic, man. You going to work 10, 11 o'clock at night. You're going to be able to get to work and from work easily. You know what else you get on third shift that you don't get on other shifts? Parking. If you work somewhere like in the city and you on third shift, you get, parking meters and all of that is done by the time you go to work. There are plenty of parking spaces normally by the time you go to work. You know what I mean? In the morning, that's when if you work for like a big company and everybody has cars, I ain't gonna say everybody has cars, but if a lot of people have cars and stuff like that, it's gonna be hard for you to find a place to park. I worked at University of Penn before. Now, University of Penn is an Ivy League school in Philadelphia, and I worked on third shift. I always got a parking space when I went to work, and I always got to work really fast because it wasn't no traffic. But when I was coming home from work, when I would go get in my car, there would be a bunch of people that was working on first shift trying to get my parking spot when I left the job. And when I was on my way home, there was a lot of traffic because people are still trying to get to work. So every shift has its little perks and its little detriments to it. But if you can find where your energy is on whatever shift that you work, it can work out. But we're here to talk about why one shift feels like the other shift gets more than they get. Sometimes it's true. A lot of times it's not. What's the main perk of third shift? This should be an easy one. Carla, I know you know this one because you've worked all shifts. What's the main perk of third shift? And really second shift too, but definitely third. Oh, it's not spilling? I still don't trust it. What's the main shift? My man, my brother Ansel Jones is in the house. Say what up to my brother Ansel Jones, Baltimore brother in the house. My man. My man. Carla says, I saw lots of girls bring in blankets and pillows on third. I was like, really? They be asking to get the boot. Shit, they'll a lot of them times they don't even be worried that they gonna get caught. They think and it's bad because if you don't have good management on third shift, third shift is gonna run all over the place. That's why a good manager on third shift is gold. Real shit. A good manager on third shift is gold. Propucio, my brother, what up, my dude? He says less managerial, micromanaging on third shift. Okay, but that's not the one. That's not the main thing I'm looking for. There's one essential thing about third shift that you cannot get on first or second shift. What is it, y'all? Come on. I know y'all got to know this. You got to. It's the main thing. It's the most important thing. All right. Emily says, I don't like people watching me while I'm working or doing anything. I know what to do without being watched. Is why I love third shift. Yeah, you just say you unmanageable. Just say that. That's all you gotta say. Propucio said more shift breaks. You definitely get that. But no. The thing I'm talking about is actually an HR issue. And it's guaranteed. It's not even a perk that's manufactured by the employees. Come on. Carla says most of the bosses be ready to go at 3 or 5. They not hanging around. Emily says, if that's what I wanted to say, I would have. Now you hush. I ain't gonna hush. I ain't hushing. I know you unmanageable. You talked about how you've done at work at jobs before. I know you ain't manageable. All right, Papucio, I got you. What I was looking for, which is the main perk of third shift, is the shift differential. You get paid more money on third shift. And it's a significant amount. It can be upwards of $2 to $3 to $5 more an hour. The shift differential. So a lot of times people from first shift want to go to third shift because they think like third shift, they don't do no work and they getting all this money. At some jobs, you are getting on paper $2, $3 more an hour. And if you work at a job where y'all get paid where working on weekends is mandatory, or like in the case of a hospital, every other weekend and every other holiday. Now think about that shift differential. Let's say you getting paid $18 an hour on first shift. You automatically 19, 20, $21 an hour on third shift. And that's just your straight pay. That's not no OT, no nothing. That's just straight pay. So you know what that overtime looking like. Because regardless of what shift you work at, if you are a third shift employee, if you work overtime on first or second shift, you still get your third shift differential money. Holidays, when you get your holiday pay, and you getting your shift differential on top of that. So third shift is a good look monetarily. So I ain't telling nobody which shift to work on. It's just is what it is. Now, does this make first shift or second shift hate on third shift? Not necessarily. But when you start, when rumors start going around about who ain't working and who don't have to work and whose manager is sleeping with subordinates, because and that's often something that goes on third shift too. There's fucking time during third shift if you're really trifling. There's fuck time on third shift. So you got time to dip off somewhere and get your little squeeze in. Ask me how I know. Well, I worked at a hospital before and I caught these two Mexicans fucking. I caught them. They was fucking too. I'm looking for, they had something of mine that they ain't had no business having. And I was looking for it. So I was looking for them and I couldn't find them. And I'm looking for them. Well, lo and behold, in a particular department in the hospital, I'm going by an office door and all I hear is, literally like that. I was like, yo, he tearing that ass up. Tearing that ass up. I opened the door, interrupted. They ain't even had a door locked. They was secure. They ain't think nobody was coming. This evidently was their regular thing. The door flung open. This door is, well, look, they was enjoying themselves. If all that hollering and screaming was for his ego, it should have worked. Because she was, excuse me. Yeah, he was putting in some extra work. So anyway, third shift shit, baby. Emily says, I manage other people. I manage other people. People don't manage me. I'm my boss. Yeah, all right. If you your boss, then you pay yourself. Hire yourself and pay yourself too. I done worked on enough jobs with people like you. I know you fronting. Extra dollars to F up your circadian rhythm. How'd I forget that part? Oh, shit. Oh, circadian rhythms. Please don't talk about health. Please don't start talking about health and how we got to eat the right kind of herbs and we got to do all of these things to circumvent the stress that working all night puts on your body because human beings weren't built for that shit. All right. Carla says, well, in South Carolina, they cheat and not paying extra for nothing. Come back to Pennsylvania where you belong. I told niggas about going down south. See? You know what I mean? Your cost of living went down and so did your pay. Come back home. You need to come back home. Come back home. Shift differential. Shit is real in the city. Now they gonna hit you off with that city wage tax, but hey. You gotta get paid. Emily says, it appears that you may be making more, but you're really not in some cases because you make it and lose it on something else. No, you getting paid more, period. You getting paid more. If we both get paid $19 an hour, but I really get paid $21 an hour because of the shift differential, I win. Now, they say that I make $19 an hour, but I really make $21 an hour because of the shift differential. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And so says, we know military 24/7, but office hours are 9 to 5. Everyone else, you can pick the weekend. You take your day off. Okay. God says, God says, damn son, I caught him. Dick was out. She was on, with the doctors. See, I don't want to tell y'all what department they was in, but I'll just tell you this. She was on the table and he was standing up. You know what I mean? He was giving her the business. And he wasn't no tall dude. He was a short boy. She was short too. He had this look on his face because he knew he was in trouble. I was like, yo, where my fucking... I did. I blocked this shit out. I ain't fuck that shit. You know, look, it was obvious that this was their regular shit. They've been fucking they wasn't even together. That way, they wasn't even boyfriend and girlfriend. Shit came out that she was married. They was work wife. They were work spouses. Secret lovers. That's what we are. Trying so hard to hide the way we feel. Cause we both fucking someone else, but we just got caught. The woman though, I'll never forget, she had that look on her face like, wow. As you can see, I was getting mine. His nut might have had to crawl back up in his balls, but not hers. She like, even when she saw me after that, she was just like, hey, shit. She gave me the impression that she would have just let me watch. We here now, but that was when I was little, 4 years ago. Emily says, why you was blocking? I wasn't blocking. They was stopping me from working. They was blocking. Like I said, he ain't even had a door locked. They wasn't expecting no trouble. Like, we got this. Same as we did the night before that. And this was in the beginning of their shift. They didn't even get no work done yet. Papuccio says, going to hear some sweet sounds coming down. Yeah, coming down. Going to hear some sweet sounds coming down on the night shift. Oh, on the night shift. They wasn't even fully unclothed. He had his pants down, like around his ankles. So I guess they was getting in a quickie. Now, funny thing is, I wouldn't have felt like working after. You know what I'm saying? Like, but maybe they had a system down. Capuzzo said he knew he was in trouble, but he has stayed pumping because he didn't stay pumping. He didn't. But then again, you could say that maybe he was trying to protect the woman. Because he was trying to close the door. I put my foot in the door. If I was him, I'd have had to rumble me. For real. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was out of pocket. On purpose. Like, all right, fuck this. Fuck this. You fucking at my job, all right? And you got my materials, stop me from doing my job, all right? So I had no problems. I had no problem blocking that shit. Well, stopping it. I ain't had no problem with it. If the tables was turned, they would have told on me. And I know that for a fact. I mean, they was Mexicans, you know. He would have told on me. I know he would have told on me. Plus, I spoke Spanish. ¿Qué tú haciendo? ¿Qué pasa? No, ¿qué pasó? The fuck? Dimples D's is in the house. What up, Dimples? How you feeling, ma? Good to see me some you. How you feeling? And so says, at our grown ages, is there still cuffing season? Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yo, they was fucked up. But like I said, Chica ain't had no problem. She's like, you didn't see my titties. All you saw was my pussy. I was like, you right, mujer. You right. Verdad. Yo sé. No mira tu chochi. No mira tu chochi. No mira chochi de tuyo. No mira chochi de tuyo. Pero, bicho de él. But, hey, bicho de él, Penny was doing work. He was putting in work. She was screaming her head off. They was fucking like they was home. She was, Look, this, I could see her through the door without seeing her through the door. She had those sweet sounds of fucking at work without worrying about getting caught. I pushed that door. Boom. Hey. ¿Cuáles tus problemas con mi cosas? ¿Eh? ¿Cuál es tu problema? Hey. Yo necesito mis cosas. ¿Dónde mis cosas? ¿Dónde mis cosas? Where my shit? Okay, so I might have one snitch on my record, but it was a professional snitch. Hit the like button, y'all. Share the show. Hit the like button, y'all. Share the show. Please. Please. Carla says she was faking. Faking for who? Faking for who? I don't know. They was not finished. But I'll tell you something. If she was faking, that's the way a man would want a woman to sound when she faking. Because she wasn't faking just because just to make him get his shit off, because little man was going in. Lil hombre. Lil hombre was getting it in. He was not playing. She was sitting here. He was standing here. Oh. Ay. Uy. You know, I listened for a couple of minutes before. You know what I mean? I was like, wait. This is going on long enough. Bam! Haciendo sexo in la oficina? The fuck? The fuck? The fuck? The fuck? The fuck? They were getting busy, baby. He's tearing that ass up. He was tearing that ass. He pet the kitty, and now she's okay. Everyone's all right. We were all better people for it. Emily said, you know those people are watching this show, listening to you and not going to say anything. They're going to get you. They don't work there no more. They don't work there no more. They knew they was in trouble. But everything turned out all right. I mean, you know, I ain't tell they spouses and shit. It is what it is. It is what it is. So that's the kind of shit that happens on third shift. There's definitely romance hours on third shift. And call it, you know what I mean, who's to say that those not what those blankets and pillows are about? But if they had any dignity, they would at least wash those pillows and blankets. You don't leave your nasty ass sex blankets and pillows at the job. Your nasty ass. Wash your ass, you nasty ass motherfuckers. You nasty, son. Okay. So with that being said, the real reason why night shift is against day shift. I don't even know if day shift knows that night shift makes more money with the shift differential. Because evidently, shift differential isn't the same in every state. Let me see something. Let's look that up. Let's look that up. Is there a shift differential that's paid on third shift in every state?
No, paying a shift differential for third shift work isn't required in every state. Federal law doesn't mandate it, but some states or local areas might have their own regulations. It often depends on company policy or union contracts.
Union contracts. And I've seen shift differential on non-union jobs. But yeah, evidently there isn't a shift differential in every state. In Pennsylvania, there's definitely a shift differential. Absolutely. And that's union or non-union. So you can imagine that if on a non-union job, if you getting an hour or $2 or $3 more, imagine what you're getting on a union job. Imagine. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know if first shift always knows if, what third shift is making or second shift, because there's often a shift differential for second shift too. If you have a shift differential for for third shift, then more than likely you have a shift differential for second shift too. It's just a compensation for, the working on a shift that's not desirable to most people. So it's kind of like a bargaining chip for jobs to attract people to be employees of that shift. Now, you have to think that if they're willing to pay you more money for a shift, then you're obviously making more money for them. Because they're not just having 3 shifts just so they can keep people working around the clock. They're making money on all 3 shifts. What up, Oakland? What's good? T. Carey Wright, or Come On Carey, says, growing up, third shift had higher pay. So obviously in your state that you grew up and they had a shift differential, Carla was saying earlier in the show that in South Carolina, they don't really have a shift differential. And that's why I was telling her she needs to come back home, because they doing people wrong down south. And they've been doing people wrong down south ever since the days of the Dixie. You know what I mean? We had slaves in the North too, but they got a shift differential. So the slaves up north got paid more of nothing than they did down south. As was passed down from generations from my great grandfather Claude. Carla says, I can't leave my other half. He not having it. Man. Don't he want to make more money too? Carla says, they tell people don't share wage. It definitely starts trouble. Yeah, they tell you that, but you can't get in trouble for that. Jobs would try to tell you that you can't tell nobody how much you make. Yes, the fuck you can. Without any fear of rebuttal. It's the first, you protected by the First Amendment. You know what I mean? It starts trouble. It's going to start the trouble of a migration from first shift to third. But most people who work in the morning time, that's when they want to work. They don't be wanting to work in the third shift. And just like people who work on third shift, that's what they used to. So they always want to work third shift. That's their thing. I understand. Once you get into a routine of how you make your money, you normally want it to stay that way. I ain't even mad at it. I ain't mad at it. Let me see what the poll is talking about so far. The poll question is, what is the main reason that employees resent each other from different shifts at work? And so far, 41% say that one shift gets all the perks. You know what shift that is, right? And 12% says one shift gets all the hard work. And 18% say management is the real problem. And 29% says the pay is better on one shift. I wonder what shift they talking about. I said what shift they talking about. Now, one thing about first shift that second shift and third shift might take issue with is first shift is normally the darling shift. of the 3 shifts at work normally. And I say that because first shift is the shift with all the visibility. So any executives that are going to come through, any people of influence, any people who may be able to help you change your situation, your work situation, or your professional situation for the better, they're going to be around on first shift. They are not going to be around on second shift. They're not going to be around on third shift. You can forget that. Ain't nobody who's going to try to raise your level going to be around at 2, 3 in the morning, witnessing how well you manage these employees or what a great asset you are to the company. So that's one thing about first shift that second shift and third shift may really resent about people who work on first shift. And all of the office parties, all of the free food, giveaways, party favors and all of that happens on first shift. Second shift and third shift get all the leftovers. And that's just a fact. That is a stone cold fact. Even when they try to take care of second and third shift the way that they did even I've seen situations where they made a valiant effort to take care of second and third shift the way that first shift got taken care of, but it's just not possible. It's just not possible because first shift is eating with the chiefs, with the kings and queens, the emperors and prime ministers. They're there on first shift. So you're going to make sure that everything is extra tight for first shift because all the executives are there. All of the royalty is there. All of the influence is there. On second shift, it's going to be like, well, yeah, you're going to get some good food, but you ain't going to get it you ain't going to get it while it was hot like they did on first. Yeah. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. There is nothing like free food at work. I don't care if it don't taste that good. It's free. And it feels like you finally are doing something for these lowly employees that you've been taking unfair advantage of. Free food at work is like a thank you. And first shift gets the best thank you out of all the shifts. I wish it was a lie. It ain't. It ain't. Tell him, Kitty. It ain't. First shift, they eat. Okay. It ain't. Again? It ain't. Come on. Come on. It ain't. You wild as shit. It ain't. It ain't. It ain't. Come on. It ain't. It ain't. All right. Ass is crazy. She like, one more again, daddy. One more again. Good kitty. Nice kitty. Fun kitty. Good kitty. Nice kitty. Fun kitty. Yes, good kitty. Nice kitty. Fun kitty. Good kitty. Nice kitty. Fun kitty. She in heat right now. She like, touch me, tease me. touch me. Gonna make you fall in love, make you see the stars above. Dimple said, please stop. No, she was make her stop. Make her stop. Where you going? All right. Ansel says, I think shift change is worse than jet lag. It lasts longer, that's for sure. Carlos says, when they have employee functions at work, they never look at for second or third shift. But I always put some up for the next shift. I'm trying to tell you, they don't give a fuck about second. By law, they gotta leave something and give something to second and third shift. But it ain't what first shift got. It ain't. It ain't. Probucio said, whatever. What's up, Garfield? And he said, Crystal said what she gotta do with your shenanigans. She down. What up, Stacy? What's good, y'all? All right. So, sometimes it gets bad. Sometimes it gets bad with the resentment from one shift to another. And it don't really make no sense. But when one shift feels like the other shift isn't pulling their weight and they getting paid, you know what I mean? And they're making your job harder, like, which is often the perception of the case between third shift and first shift. I've heard a lot of people from first shift complain that third shift don't be doing nothing overnight and they leave all of this work for first shift. I'm sure at times this is a legitimate claim. But the same way that second shift might feel like, well, first shift, they bullshitting all day, eating free catered free catered lunches and brunches and they ain't gotta do nothing and they getting all this praise. I'll tell you one thing. When you see employees of the month, or when you see pictures of accommodations for employees, they ain't never no shift except for first shift. Now, if somebody can dispute that, I'm all ears. But I ain't never seen no pictures of no awards or accommodations come, pictures, being hung up or plaques and no shit for no shift except for first shift. They got people from first shift smiling for so many years of service or because they did something. They always seem to be like from first shift. Now, I haven't been on every job, on every shift, but I know what the jobs I've been on. Whenever I've seen pictures of awards or accommodations, for employees that have performed outstanding service, they always from first shift. And second and third shift be looking like, that motherfucker don't be working like that. But he got his nose up the director's ass or the manager's ass or whoever. Probucio said, son, you just reminded me when I was a kid and a friend cat was in heat and get a tissue and wipe up some juice and chase me around the port. Oh my God, get the fuck out of here. So you don't got a lot of room to run and hide in an apartment. Whew. Carla says they loved when I worked. They say Carla will look out. And Carrie said that's true. Meanwhile, third shift tape their eyelids open. Now they put the toothpicks on their eyelids to keep them open. Carla says it's like a revolving door. First shift leave work for second shift, and then third shift and second, and then third leave for first. Management plays a big part in all of this, because if you have decent managers on each shift, then they will try to make a good transition between each shift. But if managers really don't give a fuck, then it'll show. It'll show in the way that the employees move. It will. And I'm in management, so I know. So if you allow that energy and even that conversation, like, well, first shift, do this, blah, blah, blah. If you allow that to start happening, then it'll get worse and worse. And next thing you know, HR is coming in like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? It can get that bad, and it will get that bad if you allow it to. Carrie said, first shift is filled with brown nosers. Right? Carla said, right, Carrie? And Carrie said, side, first shifter. It's pretty much true. Because who you going to brown nose on second and third shift? They ain't going to do shit for you. They ain't got no juice either. The supervisors and managers on first shift get more. They get more perks and recognition and opportunities for advancement than second and third shift do. It more visible. More visible. When such and such from the main account, out in Utah somewhere, when they come and visit your site, who are they gonna see? What shift are they coming during? They're gonna be there like 9 o'clock in the morning. Hey, that manager you got there, on first shift, he's pretty good, huh? Like, yeah, he's a really hard worker. She's a really great gal. Yeah, I would recommend her to be regional manager. You know what we should do? We should bring her out to the main site. And next thing you know, he or she is promoted and shit. They done moved on. That ain't happening on second or third shift. In order for that to happen on second or third shift, you're going to have to get with whoever works on first shift so they can recognize you, bring you on first shift so you can get some shine so you can finally come up. That's how it's going to have to work. But on the flip side, many supervisors and managers who work on second and third shift, that's where they want to be. So they might want a better second or third shift position. They might not want to be on first shift because a lot of times people on second and third shift, they recognize, I'm talking about in management, they recognize how much bureaucracy goes on first shift. There is a lot of bureaucracy. A lot of eyes are on you on first shift. And second and third shift, supervisors and managers recognize that they get to be bosses on second and third shift. Like they don't have nobody over them, watching them, navigating them, telling them what to do and what not to do, or how they should handle things, or what the correct procedures should be. They can pretty much make their own decisions. And as long as that work gets done, everything turns out fine. So they might not be chasing a first shift position, but they want that first shift type of recognition. Papucio says, son, I used to manage third shift, and it was a challenge to come up with contests and incentives. So just bringing food and ordering pizza was the easiest option. Feed folks. Everybody gets hungry. People love free food. Employees love free food. Yeah, they be bitching like, why we always got, like, we'll hear shit like, we'll get like 15 pizzas. Well, why you had to get pepperoni? You know, nobody eat pork up in this motherfucker. It's only 3 pizzas with, I'm sorry, y'all. It's only 3 pizzas with pepperoni on it. Yeah, but you know, that was all that was left. See, you shouldn't have ordered that shit. Everybody took all the cheese pizza, all the mushrooms and extra cheese. They left these pepperonis. Nobody want these pepperonis. I'm gonna take them home because my brother eat pork and my kids. So let me get this straight. You don't eat pork, but your kids eat pork? Yeah, because of their mom. She a born again Christian. All right, cool. Take the pizza home. All right. But next time we should get hot wings like I want it. All right, cool, man. Next time we'll take hot wings into consideration. But free food, shit. I had some employees bugging me about free food last night. Well, why you don't feed your crew? And blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna do it. I ain't telling them I'm gonna do it though. Like, what the fuck out of here? Nobody bullies me openly. Carrie says, I worked overnight once. Great coworkers, but I couldn't hang. It takes a while to get used to it. And you won't really get used to it until you accept that you gotta do it for a while. If you only doing it temporarily, you're gonna treat it that way and refuse to get used to it. Carla says, they be having inside snitching on second and third from the first shift. Yes, they do. It'd be a lot of it too. A lot of it. Whatever you think a lot is, multiply that. Carla says, Sanchez, I'm coming to work for you. Word. Papucio says, is that an East Coast thing? I forget some folks don't like pork. You know how he do. We eat everything, even the things nobody wants to eat. Well, you know, it might be an East Coast thing. Probably a Philly and New York thing. Maybe some Jersey. Shit, even white people don't be eating pork in Philly. Real shit. Even white people stop eating pork in Philly. A lot of them. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? Yeah. One thing you cannot do is just throw a function in Philly and serve pork and think it ain't gonna be no problems. It's a religious thing, and it's actually it's a health thing for a lot of people. Like for the white people, it ain't because they Muslims. It's because they really see the benefit of cutting that shit out of their diet. You wouldn't think they would, but they do. So that's that. That's that. Okay. The shift thing, yeah. Let me ask y'all this. Who do y'all think has more of a rivalry on the job. Out of the three shifts, who do you think has the most bitter rivalry? Is it first shift towards third shift? Or is it first shift? Is it second shift towards first or second shift towards third? What would y'all say it is? I think I'd probably know the answer, but I want to hear from y'all perspective. Where's the biggest beef coming from? Why y'all beefing? Why y'all had to be beefing all the time? Why y'all beefing all the time? Beep, 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 beef. Damn. Who has the biggest beef? Who has the biggest beef? What shift? Papucio said, very good to know that I order better pizza. Hey, you know, it is what it is. People who love pepperoni pizza. Even when I used to eat pork, I never understood the whole pepperoni thing. But what do I know? Because I still don't understand the whole bacon thing. I don't understand what it is about bacon that just makes people go crazy. I don't know. I don't know. Evidently, I didn't get blessed with the bacon gene. Dimples D says, okay, wait. Carla says, I experienced my line of work. I experienced in my line of work second with first. Okay. And Dimples D says, second shift to third shift. So you think third shift resents second shift the most? Okay. That's interesting. I'm going to go with first shift, first and third. I hear first shift bitch a lot about third shift not doing nothing and leaving work. Leaving a lot of work for first shift. Now, sometimes it doesn't make any sense because you can have all three shifts working in different departments, whereas there isn't any continuity between the three shifts. They're not all doing the same job in the same areas. So there isn't any latency between the two. Between the three shifts. But it doesn't seem to matter because there seems to be a rivalry between the shifts or some type of resentment between the three shifts regardless. It just seems like that's a mainstay. No? No? From what I see, that's how it goes. From what I see. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, we're about to do these birthday shout outs. We're not going to go long today. To be honest with y'all, I want to lay my pretty head down. And I'm just cool out. I'm gonna let my body do what it needs to do, and everything gonna be all right. Dibble says, first and second shift always complaining. First and second shift always complaining. Third shift don't complain. Shit, I know they doing my job. They be like, man, At my job, they feel like third shift always has a lot of accountability and first shift don't have none. That's how they feel. That's how they feel. All right. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious first day of Sagittarius, November 22nd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Karen Renee McIntyre, no relation, but what up, cuz? What's good? And also Takia Divine and Mia Frank Thurman. This is my peoples going all the way back to the 1986. It was an old classmate. Well, not my class, but you know. Anyway, Sonia Jarman, Kareem Gaddafi Bey Muhammad, Miss Rocky Hunter, and she's raising money for Fineo Incorporated. And also Freddie Peace Asakpa and Nana Adoa Blessing, Triola James, last but not least, Triola James. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious November 22nd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen. First shift, third shift, I'm sorry. First shift, second shift, third shift. Yo, you got, oh God, this motherfucker. Let me get this bitch ass. God damn. This bitch ass nigga came late. What the fuck? Wow, what going on? What happened? What happened? Anyway, first shift, second shift, third shift, regardless of how you cut it, yo, we still got to go to work and we got to get that paper. And I try to keep my eyes on the prize about what I'm going to work for at all times. I'm going there to get this bag. Bag. There are always going to be people who get a little bit more than you get or seem like don't deserve as much as you have gotten or as much as they have gotten. But that's no reason to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Remember, you was there to get this bag. You was there to get this paper. And I suggest that you don't leave or go anywhere until you get yours. Sure, if somebody isn't pulling their weight at work and they still getting a check, just remember that there may have been times when, you were 100% on your game and you still got the same kind of check or more. But if you are one of those really conscientious workers who never ever messes up at work, peace to you. But you just make sure that you keep your paper rolling in. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 p.m. So make sure y'all come through for another Urban Therapy with Sun show. I hope y'all enjoy listening to the show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. And we be right back at y'all, man. One love. Peace. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel, though.